I'm trying to find the tent for the trip I have coming up. I'll tell you about that later. But I'm not, oh wait a sec, is this it? I found it. Sweet. As many of you know, months ago I started training for and preparing for the World Masters Championship for Jiu-Jitsu. I was training so hard for this tournament, 40 hours a week for weeks. I basically put everything in my life on the back burner so that I could do everything I could to win this tournament. Unfortunately, just a month before the tournament was about to begin, I injured my neck, which effectively took me out of the tournament. And for whatever reason, I still haven't mentally recovered from this. But today in this video, I want to share with you the not so pretty side effects of what coming up short on a goal is like, because many of you have probably been there. Maybe you're there right now. And more importantly, later on, I'll share with you some of the steps I'm taking to get out of this rut as fast as possible. Prior to the injury, I was doing everything I possibly could to train in the most optimal way, a no stone left unturned kind of thing. I was doing all of the mobility, the recovery, the ice baths and the saunas. I was eating right. But after the injury, I kind of just became meh to everything. It's not uncommon. A lot of athletes, like after their season ends, they're kind of just burnt out of that sport and they need to take a month off. However, instead of just taking a month off from jiu-jitsu for one reason or another, I've kind of just mentally pieced out from everything training, fitness, and health related. Honestly, maybe because I made it so public. If you remember, I came out and said I was going to win that tournament. That's a ton of pressure I'm putting myself. Then on top of that, I filmed the entire journey and I put it up on YouTube. And here's the big one. I said, if you were trying to do big things yourself and reach a huge goal, I could be your coach. I could be the expert. He keeps doing that noise thing. There's like literally no way I can film out here. So let's head into the office where it will probably be a tiny bit quieter. Forgive me on the disarray of my office. I am headed out on yet another road trip. And I'll talk about that here in a second. But back to the video. This is where feeling like a fraud comes in, right? For the longest time, I've been preaching to you on how to improve your health and fitness. And I've kind of just let it fall by the wayside. Look at this. This is my month's recoveries from Whoop. Look at all of the reds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9. We're not even done with the month. And this is more reds, 2 times more reds than I've had in the last 6 months. And so it's been really uncomfortable putting myself into videos, like you see all of me into videos. Now, I haven't stopped. Clearly, I've actually been making more videos than I have in a long time, and it's created some incredible opportunities. We'll talk about that here in a second. But I've avoided being on camera from a fitness angle as much as I possibly can. Frankly, this just isn't fair to you or to me for 2 reasons. Number 1, how can I honestly serve you as valuably as I possibly can if I don't share with you and explain to you how important the rough moments are as equally as I would share the successes in my life? And 2, I was doing the right thing. I'm just not doing the right thing right now. But that doesn't mean I can't make a change and get back on the horse. When I thought about how do I make this video, how do I get the message across, what's the value in it, I wanted you to see that this rough spot was just a moment. And like me, if you're going through a moment, you can change. Now that being said, I can't sit around and wait for me to catch that bug. I gotta keep moving. As the saying goes, motion creates emotion. and I need some big wins. So here are a few steps I'm taking to keep me moving forward and getting some of those big wins. But before we go into that, I have a huge announcement. If you've been following me for a while, you know how much I love my Whoop. I've actually been a member since November of 2019. So after almost 4 years of creating killer Whoop content, I am so pumped to announce that I'm partnering with Whoop to share with you the newest features and updates. Recently, I just started running, and also just recently, Whoop came out with their newest feature, Whoop Coach. And I've been using the Whoop Coach feature to help me train more optimally. Using the new Whoop Coach is very easy. First of all, you need to make sure that your app is updated to the latest firmware. Once you do that, open the app and you'll see right here, Whoop Coach. Tap on that and then simply ask it a question. Whoop, I just started running and I would love to run a 5K. Can you help me build a program to do that? Whoop, if I wanted to run a marathon, could you help me do that? I'm planning on running this marathon June 1st of 2024. I mean, how cool is that? If you're not using Whoop Coach, you definitely should be. And if you don't have a Whoop, but you're interested, click the link below to find out more. As I just mentioned, I'm not quite ready to compete in jiu-jitsu just quite yet. I don't know why, that's just where I am. But I am hungry for a few physical wins. So here are a few challenges I've put in front of myself to give me some of those wins. Number one, running. I don't really enjoy it, and I'm not warming up to it like everyone said I would. It's hard, physically and mentally, maybe more so of the latter. This is just day number 2, and I gotta tell you, that was every bit as mentally challenging running 3 miles than that run where I ran a half marathon. But because it's hard, it's actually incredibly satisfying just going out for a run and completing it. I will say I do rather like the little rewards I'm getting using the Nike Run Club app. I think it's incredibly cool and fun to get rewards for running your fastest mile or being very consistent. And this has got the competitor in me, it's got the wheels going, thinking that maybe I could do something bigger. If you remember, I ran a half marathon after never having ran more than 3 miles at a time. That's a half marathon. And I did it on a whim in like subprime conditions. And this got me thinking, maybe, just maybe, you could run a marathon, because that's something I've always said that's impossible for me to do. But now I kind of feel like if I trained for it, it probably is something I could do. As you just saw, like I've been using the Whoop Coach feature, and I've toyed around with the idea of having it make me a marathon program and just keep dialing that in. And I've been really hesitant to put that out there, but I guess I kind of just did. Ugh, scary. And so if you're curious about that and you're really excited for that, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can follow along. Number 2, YouTube. I don't think every motivator, every win, when you're physically not winning, has to be a physical win. One thing I really, really wanted to improve after the jiu-jitsu tournament was over was to improve how I showed up and how consistent I was on YouTube for you guys. I really wanted to step away from making algorithmically inclined videos like gear reviews and give you videos that I thought were actually more valuable to you. And the sheer amount of opportunities and partnerships that have come from it just in the last few months have honestly left me kind of dumbfounded. Check this out. So I mentioned that I'm going on another road trip. This time I'm touring all over Utah and taking a buddy of mine with me to show him. And I get to take this. And this might not mean anything to you, but this is a red Raptor. This starts at $25,000, but this is no ordinary Red Raptor. No, the owner of Red reached out and said, hey, I love your photography. I love what you're doing. Would you like to borrow a very special camera and take it on the next adventure with you? And of course I was like, yes, please let me take that. Here is the scary part. This is the only one that exists. This is no ordinary Red Raptor. It's very special and very unusual. And for some reason, they entrusted it to me. And so that's what I'm packing all of this for, is this crazy road trip and to take this out and shoot with it. I'll post it on my other channel. I'll leave that linked in the description below. But just one of those crazy opportunities that I feel like the universe has put in front of me because of the hard work. That's all. Okay, so here's the big question. Where are you at right now mentally? Are you in a rut? If so, what goals can we make, both physical and not physical, small wins that we can achieve that can get us back in the game? Here's what I want you to do. Even though this is scary, I want you to write it down in the comments below. Listen, there are a lot of us, and between the lot of us, we can come up with some really good strategies and help you get there. Thanks again for the support. I know it's been a while since I've really put a ton of passion into YouTube, and for those of you that have stuck around through the hard times and now the good, I just want to say thank you. If you enjoyed the video, if you thought it was entertaining or helpful, insightful, please make sure you hit the like button, because that just goes such a long way with this YouTube algorithm. And don't forget to subscribe to see all the future fun videos that we're going to do. All right, I guess that's it. I'll catch you later. Peace.